Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 4 of our Minecraft series. Let's go ahead and jump in game. So we left off with a decent introduction to Thaumcraft, getting the initial aspects going, and all that good stuff. So this time we're going to see if we can get even deeper into the world of Thaumcraft and start getting to some actual Thaumcraft tech, some alchemy, and maybe even get to an infusion altar. A couple of things I did off camera while ones that I did while off camera. I went into the Twilight Forest and did some strip mining, got some gold, some diamonds, basic supplies really, nothing too crazy. The other thing that I did was I killed a couple of zombies outside the front door. This was able to net me, if you look, I now have 13 Ordo. That should be enough now that I can make my very first advanced wand. So the first, actually, gold nuggets can get over there. So let's see if I actually do have enough Ordo. I know I have enough to make the wand caps. I don't know if I have enough to make the full wand. Additionally, I just did some cleaning up, made a fire crystal shard to finish some decoration, and I made a nice Thaumcraft chest. You know, pays to be fancy. Moved all my Thaumcrafty stuff over here. So, the recipe for the cap, and it wants 3 of those, so 1, 2. I'm just going to leave the wand in there. That's a cool little thing. You can see the wand. And let's see if I have enough. So crafting all the pieces is not enough. Once you have that, they want 9 of every element. I have 6. Alright, well, we're going looking for an Ordo node then. As soon as we get one, we can make ourselves a fancier wand. In fact, I might want to make 2 fancier wands. We'll have to see. But with that said, the only thing I might want to do before we go exploring in the Nether, or in the Twilight Forest, the Nether is next. We want to do both, possibly this episode. I've got some aluminum brass here. I've got a tool rod. I need 2 pieces of aluminum brass. Actually, I found a lot of extra aluminum, so we're looking pretty good there. 1, 2, 3, and 1 piece of copper. There we go. I want to make a sword. The hammer is nice, but I'd like to have something a little bit more heavy duty for single enemies. Hey, oh hey, it's a fisherman. Go away. Oh, also I made a couple extra chests, and I upgraded my dirt and my stone chest. You can make structural upgrades and a storage upgrade, so that now I can store twice as many stacks of cobble, because I did a fair bit of mining. Needed to make some more room. But as soon as we get... You know, I'm kind of tempted to actually make a second... Nah. When I get to the... I will be making 2 golden capped greatwood wands. Simply because that way I can go out, fill them up, and then not have to go back out for a while, hopefully until I can jump up to the next tier. Alright, we got aluminum brass. I need sword blade pattern and a wide guard pattern. I'm just going to make your most basic of swords. Let's make stone piece so that I can make castings. Alright. Hey, not cool, bro. A zombie wants to eat me, and I don't want to be ate. I have 6 aluminum brass ingots here. I'm just gonna throw 3 in so I can extract a block while I deliberate on what I want my sword to be made out of. I'm thinking I might go with bronze. Actually, no. I don't. Well, if I had more obsidian, I'd make it out of alumite. I could do that. Let's check. So there's a new Tinker's Construct adds another metal called alumite, which is made by aluminum, iron, and obsidian. And it's a 5-to-2 ratio. So if I grabbed 5 pieces of aluminum, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 pieces of iron, and 1 full tank of lava. Yeah, we're gonna make some alumite. So the first thing I want to do is get this aluminum brass out. Throw the aluminum and the iron in. Get my bucket out. And as soon as this lava tank empties, I will fill it up with water. A lot of zombies. Hey, Zambi. I'm afraid of the fishing zombie. Nice. The last thing I want is to be dragged out through a hole, and I do believe they can do that. I haven't had it happen in this pack, but in other packs it's happened. Hey, and I got a little bit of Ordo. Actually, if we're really lucky... So do you see those like little... Come on back. So do you see those little glowing orbs there that kind of resemble XP orbs, but have multiple different colors? There, that blue one. That is Vis. So zombies... Every enemy you kill once with Thaumcraft installed can drop Vis. And it's a way it's another way of recharging your wand instead of always hunting for a node. So actually, if enough zombies come to my door, I can make my wand before we go into the Twilight Forest, which actually would be really good, because the better wand has twice as much storage potential. Yeah, there's just so many advantages to having that, the Great Wood and Gold wand. Don't want to fall in that smelter. That would be bad. Alright. Somebody else want to die? Oh, you do. Come on. Come on. There you go. That was an angry zombie. He drops brains. Come on. Oh, come on. We should have obsidian, alumite. What do I got? Obsidian and alumite. Did I make? I guess I made I used up. Okay. Let's repeat that recipe. 1, 2, and might as well. There. Now I'll have a nice stockpile. Zombie. Wow, that stuff's melting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my blade out of alumite, my rod out of thaumium, and my binding out of paper. The reason I'm using paper is for the extra modifier. Same for thaumium, but I'm going to use thaumium on the rod for the higher durability. Come on. Really? Oh well. So, that decided, let's make thaumium on the bottom, alumite on the bottom. Excellent. That means if I want the guard to be out of paper, I can do that in the part builder. Wide guard, paper. There we go. And now I just need a rod out of thaumium. I don't think I made a rod pattern. No, I haven't. Oh, there we go. look. Oh, it's a creeper. Come on back, creepy. Hey, big boy. That creeper was trying to sneak up on me. He was like, he won't see me if I sneak around the corner. I'm on your wave, creeper. Alright, come on, guys. Line up. Ain't got all night, and I want a bit more ordo from you. Hey, stop dancing and get over here. That's right. Maybe I got some ordo? I got a little more ordo. I need 0.5 more ordo. Come on, zombies. Give me the ordo. Come on. Ow! Careful what you wish for with these zombies. They do bring the pain. Oh boy, it's a baby midget. Gotta watch out for those guys. They move fast. Still shy in ordo. Oh well. Let's grab that thaumium. I have exactly one more ingot. And let's get underway. Thaumium. And I have a shard, which I can use to make another tool rod or binding, whichever I decide for later. But for now, there we go. We have a broadsword. Okay. Do I have any moss? Not currently, but I can make some. There we go. Alright. 3 balls of moss. I always like, especially since alchemy, it's not hyper expensive, but it's expensive enough. I always put 1 self-repair if I make a tinker's tool. I would like to get into Thaumcraft and start doing the Thaumcraft weapons, but again, if you remember me saying at the beginning of this, Tinkers is just so powerful early game. You're really handicapping yourself by avoiding it completely. Alright. It's not an absolutely amazing sword, but it will work. I could use some lapis to put fortune on it, but I don't have a lot of lapis and I'd rather save it. So I think that's good. A lot more comfortable with more health, but such is life. 11 ingots of alchemite. Let's just get that out of the smelter here. 9, 10, 11. Okay. Sorry about that. My nose was pulling me for a bit. Alright. Well, with a sword in hand, let's go explore the Twilight Forest a little bit. I also opened up this a little bit because every time I was clipping into the wall, I could show you the mine shaft, but there's not a whole lot to see. Actually, back we go again. While mining, I found some liver root, or live root. It looks like the roots, but it's glowing green, and it drops these things when you break it. And that is important for this reason. So, live root, the only thing you can craft into is raw ironwood materials with iron and a gold nugget. This can then be smelted, which can then be used to make ironwood armor. It's a little bit better than iron, and it comes with some pre-built enchantments. So it's yes please sort of category, you know what I mean? So let's go ahead and make this stuff up. I didn't want to cook it all down until I showed you guys at first, so that's why we're delaying. So that'll give me 16 pieces. Probably I'm going to make a chest plate which is 8. And then I think I could go, well, it's basically a chest plate and one other piece. Unfortunately, I don't have enough to make more, but that's life. So I'm guaranteed to make our, hey, Flamer, come on over here. I want to try my new sword on you. Incidentally, as this guy's undead, the hammer works way better just by the nature of it, but it's a sword. Alright, so let's see. That would take 5, this takes 8. That takes 7, this takes 4. So, I mean, with 8 left, yeah. Oh yeah, I could also make a sword that has knockback, a shovel is unbreaking 1, an efficiency pickaxe, a fortune axe, and an ironwood hoe. I think, so the helmet has aqua affinity. I think I'm going to go with boots and helmet, because feather falling, to avoid any accidental falling damage, and protection is always great. And I've got 4 left over for later. If I get enough pieces next mining trip, I'll be good to go. So let's swap out my armor. Oh, here, let's do it this way. Look at my armor down below at the bottom, and we've gained an extra half an armor there, and nothing there. So it's not a huge upgrade, but a tiny bit of an upgrade, and I picked up some enchantments along the way. I think that's a win-win. Now, without any... Yeah, we'll go. I was debating about making a golden apple. Might live... I might die regretting that choice. So we've got spawn. Let's get out of here and go exploring, shall we? Alright. So the Twilight Forest has its own set of biomes. Clearing, deep forest, canopies, and here's our creep. Right. Okay, as you can see, it looks like the unholy terror of creepers. 20 health, and it blows up. Whew, alright. Wild deer. This is the Twilight's equivalent of a cow. So killing it will drop venison and leather. They can be bred like cows, I believe. Pretty much all of your passive mobs have a Twilight equivalent. And while we're running around, I'm really hoping to find an Ordo node somewhere out here. Forest Raven. Hey, it's scanned. They can drop feathers, which are used for some of the Twilight Forest magics. I don't want to fall in there. So I prefer, currently I'm just walking around out in the open. You can see things coming this way. And, oh, there we go. Game wanted to lag out on me a little bit. Alright. Oh, I should have scanned the deer. Come here, buddy. And we're going to scan a glow bug. Oh, I already scanned a firefly. That's right. I went through and scanned a lot of stuff in my chest, by the way, guys. Wild deer. There we go. Excellent. Ah, don't fall in the poison. Alright. Homestead. So, homesteads are worth looking into. Simply because sometimes they have a basement. You want to dig a couple down. Nope, no basement here. If they have a basement, they'll then have a treasure chest in the basement. So it's worth investigating. I think occasionally they can get a monster spawner in there too, so you have to play it safe. Not sure on that. Does not look like we got anything here. Oh well. No harm in trying. So both of these are just derelict structures. Chest. What? Oh, that's the Thaumcraft one. So as we've got the clearing here, Twilight Forest, dense Twilight Forest, Oak Savanna on the edges, Twilight Swamp, And this weird building here and this building here are home to one of the Twilight bosses. Later, we'll go try to kill it, but right now that would be a fancy way of committing suicide, basically, for us. And hello, node. It's a pale node, so it does not recharge quickly. It has air and fire. Nothing we need. I am going to mark it. And I'm actually going to start marking my nodes in a different group. So if you go over the group, it'll now show them depending on what I mark. Simply because I should have done that from the start. I don't like to have my map overly cluttered. And something I really need to research, as soon as we get the next wand upgrade, I will be making it, is Goggles of Revealing. It's like this thingy, but you wear it on your head, so you can see things a lot better. It reveals more things. It's just really useful to have. But yeah, don't fall in the poison. Can't scan the sludge. Pity. Huh, there's a node underground. What the hell's blowing up? Alright. I wonder if I can get to this node. I'm a little leery. Okay. Let's get my shovel out. The reason I'm a little leery is I'm a little close to this oak savanna. It's a little darker there, and the odds of finding an unfriendly monster. Ah, that's okay. It's a cave. Oh, it's a spider. It's a hollow hill. Okay. No, no way in hell am I going down there. Nope. Yeah, it's probably a hollow hill. So what I'm talking about with a hollow hill, this is a small one. Basically, it's a mound, and I think I mentioned it in one of the other episodes. It's very mineral rich at the top and very, very dangerous at the bottom. So if you can sneak in and mine just the upper level, it's a treasure trove, but it is also a great way to get yourself killed. Yeah, I hear a spider. Nope, 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 nope. I'm out of here. Moving right along. Pity. Sinister nodes. They're not always the most amazing nodes, but I would have liked to actually break that one, because it will eventually corrupt the area around it. So we go back to searching. Come on, don't do this to me. There we go. Ah, it's a node. First, make sure the surrounding area is safe. Please have Ordo. Yes! Ooh, this is a good node. Let's top up here. Yeah, see? Ooh, and another one there. Alright, let's mark this. Ordo Terra Aqua. I'm getting fancier all the time, aren't I? That one is a bright green, so you can tell by the colors they pulse what they have. So this one I know will have Terra, and seeing how bright it is, I'm expecting it to have a lot of Terra. Yeah, 100 Terra. I'm full, so let's just mark it. Node, Terra, node. Still, very good to know. That was great. Let's go back and make ourselves a better wand. Home is down here. Let's change the map back. There we go. Keep scanning as we wander along. You never know what you'll find. Tiny bird. Nice. Tweet, tweet, tweet. That's actually we found. That's a really nice node we found. Eventually, in Thaumcraft, you get technology that lets you move nodes. There's a risk of damaging them, but when you gather enough nodes together, it's and we will be going down that tech tree. Eventually, you can't move a node until you have not the wand we're building, but the wand after that. So it's definitely late Thaumcraft tech. I think I missed my. Oh, group. Oh, we're over here. Whoopsies. All right, let's pay attention to the map and not get ourselves blown up by a creep, shall we? Also, if you're ever in need of lumber, obviously the Twilight Forest, amazing place to go for all your lumber needs. So let's just keep on hopping. Can I scan you? You're a tiny bird, but you're a different type of tiny bird. Oh, you got away. Oh well. Alright. Let's keep our wits about us and get back to the gate. Creepers love to spawn in these forests and love to play peekaboo. Except it's more peekaboom, so I prefer not to play that game with them. Safe. Alright. That was great, guys. Let's make ourselves a fancy new wand and do some more research. Alright. Bada bing, bada boom. We now have a gold banded great wood wand. I might make a second one, but for now, let's get out the Thaumanomicon. Alright, so for thaumaturgy, that would be the next wand cap we want. And that would be the next wand rod. Now that we have a better wand, though, let's research node tapping, so that you can tap faster and not worry about accidentally murdering a node. And let's get my clock back. Okay. Research note. I'm still missing something. Probably Arum. And how can I get Arum? I think it's mentioned under Artifice. Basic Artifice, yes. So I think we can scan Salus Mundus. Really? I thought there was another way to... I guess I need... Alright. So we need to go out actually and scan these totems. It is nighttime. Let's quickly sleep and hope there's no zombie at the door. Yes. Alright. We're going to go out exploring. Again. Oh, and let's take our brand... If we're going out... Yeah, we definitely want our brand new wand with us. Okay. I'm just putting away a few basic seeds that I don't need at this point in time. Some gunpowder. And dirt. Alright. And this time I've learned my lesson. It does mean I'll be a little slower getting back in. Hello, squid. Might as well replenish my, I'm actually probably fine for ink for a good bit of the game. But squid meat, always useful. I really want to cut down that tree, by the way. I should make a better axe and just chop that tree down. The reason being, I don't like it casting that shadow. Okay. I think we're probably safe. Plus side of all this exploration, it gives my hammer time to repair itself. Oh yeah, my sword does 7 damage. Not bad at all. Okay. I should have everything I need to understand this node now. Oh, yeah, I already did. Let's scan the totem. Alienus. What all was in this one? just air? No. I will fill up. Might as well. And then I'm going to actually break this node because you can see this darker area. It's corrupting the surrounding countryside. I don't like that. Oh, looks like I fully drained the node. Alright, let's just bust it down. It makes a cool noise when it breaks. I needed the ethereal essence from breaking a node, so, and this was the easiest way to get it. And totems are useful later, so if you break a totem and you have the time and ability, pick the pieces up later. Thaumcraft has its own enchanting system called osmotic enchanting, which you need totems for, so might as well grab them while you're out. Alright. Let's do a quick scan here and see if this gives me arm. Bingo. Alright. That was the last piece of the puzzle I needed. So let's get back home. Well, this means I can delete that because there's no more totem there. So, not too bad. I think I'd like to just plow through some of the Thaumcraft, just to get it done and get it out of the way. That tree is so close to being done. Nope, not taking the risk. But once I have the advanced node tapping, I can fill up my great wood wand. Why am I not? Come on. There. There we go. Alright, let's get back to our research real quick. See if Arm was the missing research piece. Bingo! Alright. So we have Permutatio Arum, which is Permutatio in air. Precanto, not Permutatio. This, is that Permutatio? It is Permutatio. So it's Modus. So let's connect. And I'm going to go with a... Actually, I'm going to go air because I know I'm going to be connecting these guys with air as well. Why not? Also, I think... Nope. Thought I remembered one more. Oh well, not the end of the world. So this guy, I can use Precanto. Precanto, I'm going to use Potentia. Potentia, I'm going to use Ignis. So that's connected. And I think I can do a similar branch from here. And drop an Ignis to bridge the two. So it is kind of a fun challenge as you go. Let's drop this in. This, I will want to make Goggles of Revealing very soon. But basic information, okay. Advanced node tapping. Usually the process of drawing V's from a node is quite slow, but not anymore. You've discovered a more efficient way. You can now draw at double speed. Let's get Node Preserver and Master Node tapping. While we're out here, let's get some Metallurgy, Nitor, Elementum. We've got a lot of researching to do. Might as well research Tallow. Told you, there was a ton. You need scribing tools. Oh, that's why you need it. Okay, yeah. Every time you do your research, you need paper. Kind of makes sense. 12. Let's make some more paper. This is why I needed to get that sugarcane farm up and running pronto. You blow through so much paper so quickly. Okay. So now I've got more paper. Let's go click on Goggles of Revealing. Okay. Hope you guys like puzzles, because it's puzzle time. what should I start with? Node preserver, because it'll be minorly complicated. So Lucrum is Humanus and Fams. Probably go with the Humanus approach because Census is nothing to do with Humanus. Maybe I can go with the Famus vacuum. Yeah, we'll give it a shot. Also, if you notice these holes here, you can't put a node there, so it just kind of, you have to plan your routes a little bit more. So this has air and spiritus. We're gonna convert to air. Arum is, let's go common core of air here. I mean, I'm trying to use the things I have a lot of because I've got a lot of research to do. Or things I can easily make. So for example, Lux is just air and Ignis. I have a lot of air and I have a lot of Ignis, so I don't mind using Lux. I have a decent bit of Vacuous. Maybe I can, oh, yeah, let's see if I can go that route. I think at this point, I just need something that's like, actually Perdido. Why don't I just straight up connect with Perdido? Done. Alright, node preserver is done. Master node tapping next. Okay. Air again? Probably sounds like a pretty good way to bridge this around. I can't remember if Permutatio had air directly. It has modus, so I can go from modus to air. And from air we can go to Lux, to Ignis, Potentia. See, once you get the hang of this, it just flies off the press. Air, I can go again to Lux, to Ignis, because that'll connect to the Potentia. Master Node Tapper is done. Goggles of Revealing. And so some of these you can tell they're easier. The later game ones start to get bigger, more spread out, more pieces to connect, and more compound aspects. So I guess the theory is you're kind of encouraged to start with all the basics and work your way up simultaneously. Sorry, I'm thirsty. But I like to kind of just drill my way up. And I have a ton of air. I think we're going to go Lux again. And this and Ignis. See? That was easy. Nitor should be a nice simple one. Really simple actually. And the easiest path here is going to just be bridging it with air, Lux, and air and Lux again. Magical metallurgy. This is how we make thaumium, so it's great to know. Metallum, Precanto. Metallum has Ordo. I believe so does Potentia? Yes. So we're going to go that route. We're going to use Ordo as kind of our common bridging. And drop a Metallum bridge. Nice and simple. Elementum should be pretty simple. Oh, yep. And this is really easy. We can just do an Ignis bridge with... I'm curious if I have any other common Ignis. And I have a ton of Arbor from scanning everything that grows. So I'm going to start using a lot of that when possible as my bridging element. Just because it's so common. I don't really see anything else I have a ton of. So we're going to go with... well, no, we're not going to go with Lux. We're going to go with Potentia. And throw an Ignis in the middle, because I have a lot. I have more Ignis than Ordo. Magical tallow, used for making candles. Also, as I've been researching, one click at a time is hard to see, but if you look at my quill, that little red dot here, I'm almost out of ink. So I will have to pause and refill my ink eventually. Pretty soon, actually. Probably after this or the next research. So, Corpus is Death and Bestia. Precanto is vacuous and potentia. Vacuous is perdido in it. I think death is perdido. So I could go that route. I could go death to perdido to vacuous. Actually, yeah, vacuous. You can't get more efficient than that, can you? Alright. And let's just... I have the ink right here. Refilling, at least, is really easy. You drop one in, bam. Scribe's tools are refilled. If you guys feel like it, the Apocrypha adds 2 special tools, scribing tools and bloody tools. The bloody tools allow you at the cost of life to finish your research. The scribing tools allow you, basically you refill it, and when you're done, you use them once for a burst of extra research. But since I don't like having, it takes a little bit of V's to craft those. I don't like having to go out constantly refilling my wands, so I just stick to my basic stuff. Alright, Master Node Tapper, Node Preserver. Let's start with those 2. Node Preserver, you have better control. You'll always leave at least 1 V's of each aspect in a node unless you're sneaking. Be warned, a cheap wand like an iron and regular wood wand won't work. That's why I've got the gold banded great wood wand. And Master Node Tapping. You can now draw V's 3 times faster than usual. Excellent. Node in a jar, I will research later, but basically it allows you to build a jar around a node, zap it with your wand, pick up the node and move it. It's really powerful, but it requires 70 V's of each to be able to cast. My brand new wand can only store 50 of each. Very much a late game tech. So, let's look into our thaumaturgy. Elementum, Nitor, Magical Metallurgy, Magical Tallow, Alchemy. As you can see, we've got a lot. Let's start with... Well, first, let's start with the idea of alchemy. The crucible. To craft a crucible, you use your wand on a cauldron placed in the world. It needs to have a constant source of heat under it, which can be lava or flaming netherrack. I don't think a torch is enough. Constant heat filled with water. Once the water starts boiling, you throw elements in that get broken down to their essentia. Yeah, so here's a recipe, for example. If you throw things in that have precanto as part of its element, once you have 4 precanto in the pot, if you throw an iron bar in, you get a thaumium ingot out. And then you get, these are all the different thaumium recipes, so thaumium sword, thaumium pick, and thaumium helm, full thaumium armor, which I believe is like protection and durability of iron, but the enchantability of gold. So it's definitely an upgrade from iron, because, you know, it's a magical metal. But yeah, so that's your basic thaumium. Magical tallow, rotten flesh with precanto. As you can see, we're gonna need a lot of these things are precanto, but using that you can make candles, which are useful in the infusion process later, which we will get into. Elementum. It's unstable, but it's a really good fuel source. So you need ignis, perdido, and potentia. Potentia and ignis is any piece of coal, and perdido is cobblestone. So it's relatively cheap to make, and you get elementum. Nitor, it's a glowing, floating flame. So, glowstone, which we don't have any glowstone yet, so we will have to go into the nether, because we need glowstone to advance much further. And again, ignis, potentia is coal, lux is a torch. Pretty simple stuff to make. Gunpowder. So notice how the gunpowder is a hexagon shaped. You get that note just for spending the requisite points, which was like 3 ignis and 3 perdido. Pretty cheap. So now if I throw 1 gunpowder in with ignis and perdido, I get 2 gunpowder out. I can multiply gunpowder without ever having to go hunt creepers anymore. Now we're going to start, And let's research our goggles. Goggles of revealing. 2 gold ingots, 4 leather, 2 thermometers gives you goggles of revealing. Pretty simple stuff. It's a wearable set, so you can see nodes without having to constantly be staring through this thing. Also, it gives you a 5% V's discount when casting spells or when crafting, which it doesn't sound like a lot, but it does add up. And that reminds me, Thaumic Tinkering, Helmet of Revealing. I'm going to research that next. It's a way of binding your goggles onto a better piece of armor so that you don't have to forego your defensive stats. But also, while I'm researching, I'm going to be drilling first down the alchemy path, because you need Essentia distillation before you can do infusion. And you can start doing crafting right now, throwing things into the crucible, but if you throw an element, like, so say I needed Perdido, I throw cobblestone in. Well, it also has Saxum. That Saxum stays in the pot, and then it bubbles up in this purple viscous goo. Ugh. Later on down, there's more refined alchemy. At the very least, you can break things apart and then throw vials of exactly what you want in, so you can be a lot more precise. And that's what the Essentia distillation I'm about to research is all about. So let's start with the Helmet of Revealing, because it's pretty simple. Arum and armor, whatever its actual. Tutamen. We can go straight with Terra here, because it's a core. Arum, I'm going to go with air. Arbor can go to Herba. Herba can go to Terra. Easy peasy. Essentia distillation. Limus is water and... Apparently, actually, I was looking on the forum, it's pronounced Wictus, the life, according to the forum. Whatever. So I think we're gonna go Ordo. Ordo and water, I believe, gives Gellum. So now those are connected. I'm gonna go with Aqua to get this, bring this on down, and I should be able to do. I could do another Gellum right here. There we go. Essentia distillation. Helmet of Revealing. Go. So let's start with the Helmet of Revealing. Pretty simple recipe. Goggles, helmet, 5 of every resource, and bam, you have the Helm of Revealing. So to do that, I would need to make 5 pieces of thaumium. We will get to that, because that is quite useful. But here's the bigger piece. Essentia distillation. Basically, you can now have an alchemical furnace, which you give it fuel like coal or elementum, and then you put items in and it breaks items down into their base substance. So, for example, the Obsidian Totem would break down into Saxum, Tenebrae, and Alienus, or ink would give you just Sensus. Axes would, Perdido, Saxum, you break them all down into their elements. And you need an alembic, silverwood. So this is one of the reasons why I need silverwood. On top of the furnace, you put an alembic, and that's what actually, basically the furnace breaks it down into a goop of raw essentia. The alembic allows you to distill separate essentias out. The alchemical construct is useful for later, and piping and things, but we'll need alembics. So we'll need a lot of air, a lot of aqua. Yeah. We also need arcane stone blocks. And a crucible, a furnace. Alright. Let's get started on a few of these things. Another reason I like sugarcane, it's an easy source of aqua, air, and herba. All quite useful later. But let's see. I'm going to need a lot of iron. That should be plenty. cauldron, 2. Hello, angry zombie. Die. Ooh, did you give me Ordo? No, but he did give me Aqua. Very useful. Let's kill a fire zombie since he's... There we go. And we got more fire, Ignis, and more Aqua. So it can be quite useful if you have a bit more patience and or you have like a zombie farm. That's another way to replenish your wand. It's actually quite a powerful way to replenish your wand too. Alright, so I made 2 cauldrons to turn them into a crucible. You just right click with your wand, bam. And then you can break them and pick them up and they stay crucibles. Again, always remember to scan everything you make. There we go. See? Good research. I do need to figure out somewhere to place my crucible setup. It'll probably go like back in here. Yeah. Oh boy, that's dangerous. I'll have to think about that setup. But the other thing, so furnace, easy to do. Arcane stone block. Not overly expensive, just requires 1 terra and 1 earth. So to make it, we need smooth stone, any primal shard, and a little bit of these. I'm gonna get some smooth stone cooking here. And that's something else I want to make is with Tinkers you can make a Silk Touch enchantment for your gear. And then you have all the stone you'll ever need. But it takes an emerald. Since I haven't found an emerald yet, no Silk Touch for me. We'll go the good old-fashioned way of cooking our stuff. While that is doing its thing, though, we can clean up our inventory a little bit. And we can figure out... I have the most air. 1, 2. I'm going to make probably 3 batches of air. Zombie Brain is technically actually a Thaumcraft drop. I'll move it over here. I'm going to leave a few ink sacs here for refilling my wand as I need it. Now let's figure out, so if this is where I want to put my infusion altar, I think I'm going to set up, this corner is a little bit cramped. Let's expand, shall we? Always got to be careful when mining coal. Which means now I really should move this chest, but I think this chest, it'll just kind of be a nice partition. Okay, this should be plenty of extra space. Eventually I will make my base something prettier, but for now, okay, it works. Yeah, living dangerously. Let's put a torch right on the coal. I'm going to put my alchemy right over here. So let's put a crucible down here. I will be, actually, I'm going to use lava for my heat source for now. Should work just fine. I'm going to dump this away. One of these has only 1 bucket of lava, so I'm just going to empty it. So I'm a little low on lava now, but it should be enough to see me through. Let's get my... I am setting up a basic crucible, although eventually you won't even need a basic crucible. You can make an automated awesome machine, but you gotta start small. Alright, let's get some water in there. And let's see how my cooking is coming. 17. I need 27, so it's almost there. Okay. So you right click in and you give it a little bit of time. And shortly the water, there we go. See the water bubbling now? That means it's ready for alchemy. So if let's say I want to make some thaumium. I need 4 precanto, 1 iron ingot. Well, what has precanto that I can break down? We go over here and we go, well, let's see. Of the things I have scanned so far, we've got a lot of options for precanto. We could throw great wood saplings in. I don't have a lot of those, I'd rather not. I could throw thaumium in, but that's counterproductive. Silver wood, great wood. I have lots of great wood logs, so that's an option. Any of the shards, those are a bit more precious, so I'd rather not. So at this point, my best option looks to be like a great wood log, which is 1 precanto. So I would need 4 of these per piece of thaumium I needed. Say I wanted to make the cap, that's 5. I need 20 of these. 20 of these, and I would need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, this also has arbor, which means when I'm done, there's going to be extra arbor, and I'll show you guys what happens when you release the goop. So, now that we got it up and running, you can throw it in manually, or you can just... Bam! Thaumium ingots. If I had my wand on, you'd see that there's still stuff in here, but if we right-click, or shift-right-click, yeah, that goop, don't touch it. It can give you a bad day. Heartburn or something like that. But it's not too difficult to clean up. And you do want to clean it up because it can taint your surrounding. And I think it allows taint to spread after a while. The water was released. So that is alchemy in a nutshell. You throw in the ingredients you need. And this is it. You want to notice how I was very quick? Compound elements, of which precanto and arbor both are, break down in the crucible. So if you throw something in, wait a few seconds, throw the next piece of the ingredient in, odds are good the first piece of your ingredient is now primal elements. So you gotta be quick or you're gonna lose out. But with that said, now I can make whoop. And while we're dancing around, if I have 2 pieces of glass, I can... Do I not have 2 pieces of glass? Well, glass is cheap. Let's fire those. Do I have 27? Yes. We have plenty of cooked stone now. I'm just going to keep cooking it. And let's grab some gold. I need nowhere near this amount of gold, but it'll work. 4 pieces of gold are required to make 2 Thaumcraft. I have just enough leather. Let's grab the glass. Alright. So I'm going to see if I can make the goggles of revealing too, just because they're useful. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. I can never remember if it's which to the... Okay, perfect. Oh. I need 2 more pieces of gold. So let's look at our artifice. Goggles of revealing. Leather, gold, that, and 5 of... Or, yeah. Or 3 of Perdido. 3 Ordo, 5 of the other primals. I should have all of that in my wand. Yes, plenty. So... Actually, before I do that, always remember, guys, scan everything. There we go. Because as you can see, there's a lot of research. You can run out of aspects pretty quickly. Scan everything. Alrighty. Now I have my goggles of revealing and thaumium helm. Helmet of revealing. Bam. So now if I swap this out, I don't lose any defense. I look a little bit funky. But now, for example, if I were to look, it does show you different things. So once I start throwing things in the crucible, for example, by looking at the crucible, I can see if there's any leftover elements inside. I also can, just by looking around now, see nodes much more easily. It's got a whole lot of uses. So that's actually really great. And let's get back to making 3 smooth stone. And what do I want? Terra and air. I don't have Terra on this one, so I'll have to use this wand. There we go. Alright, now I have the arcane stone. Let's make a... You can use this as a normal crafting table too, thankfully. Cauldron... and that. Can't remember the exact recipe. For our furnace. Oh, crucible on top. Right. And it wants fire and water. And something you'll note now, I don't have enough fire. But it's 525, before it was 5.5. Now that I'm wearing the goggles of revealing, I get a 5% discount in crafting. Unfortunately, I am short on V's, which is quite sad. So I need to recharge. I believe this node over here had a lot of good stuff, so I'm going to run over that way. First I'm going to sleep. And we've got a cave that basically takes us there, so it's not too bad. Yeah. Let's drop off a bit of inventory space. Okay. Got some rotten flesh for free. And as a general rule, you always want to keep a wand. If you need to, for example, charge up a wand, keep a wand in your action slot, or your hotbar, because then whenever you kill enemies, you can absorb the V's from them. See, if you look over here, see, I can see now that node all the way through the wall. It makes, oh, and I can see another one. And that node has an orange hue, which makes me go, huh, okay. Odds are really, really solid. That node over there has a lot of Ignis for me. In addition, just by looking at the node, I can see how much is in it. And notice how much faster I'm pulling everything down. Also, because I have those node preservers, it automatically stops drawing at one of each node. And I saw that other node over here somewhere, right there. So we're going to go take a look at that node real quick while we're out here. And I'm going to mark... well, no. I was going to mark the entrance to our cave, but it's right next to that node, so I don't really feel I have to. I don't think I've scanned this node yet, so I'm going to. Yeah. Interesting. It has Vitium as a pretty good node though. Air, fire, and Terra. So let's mark it as another node. Terra group node. Cool. And there's no way I would have seen that with just a regular scanner. So it makes discovering nodes huge. So much easier once you have the goggles of revealing. And because I put them on my helmet, I don't even lose defense. Let's see what I got here. 50, 50. So I don't have any Ordo in this wand, but otherwise this is doing pretty good. So actually, while we're out and about and it's broad daylight, let's do a little bit of hunting for another node. Now that we don't have to walk around with staring through a tiny piece of glass. And sometimes actually a little trick with the goggles, because you can see nodes through the ground. Yeah, it's often easier to look at the dirt. See, you can see that much easier than if you were just wandering in the air. That looks like it might have air? Hard to tell. No, it's green. It's fairly bright though, so that means we've got another Terra node. And it's not even noon yet, so we're doing pretty good for time. Okay, we got air and Terra. I think I'm full up on both of those, but I'll mark it. And we keep looking. So this part of Thaumcraft, I mean, the idea is to get you to go forth and explore. It can be a little bit tedious because you're like, well, I'm tired of searching for another node. Of course, you know, while you're out and about, always stop and scan if it's safe. Hey, it's another node. You see how much easier it is to find things with this? So much easier. Alright, let's scan it. This is an interesting node. Ooh. Perdido, Terra. Nice. Alright. So we're going to fill up on all the Perdido here. And you'll notice it has like herba, which I can't use. Later you can get something that allows you to break down compounds into others. So for now though, Perdido, fire. I'm really hoping to find an ordo node somewhere around here. I might not find one, but you won't know until you look. That's a cool hat, Mr. Pig. Desert over there. Harpies, cockatrices. They're dangerous, but if you need a fire node, great place to go looking. I think that's the node I already grabbed. Hello, chicken. I'll take an egg off you. Thank you much. Let's see what else we can find real quick. So this would be the case for having two wands. I'm starting to leave a lot of nodes, you know, if not full, partially full. And it's kind of like, if you're already doing all the legwork, you might as well fill up two wands, and then you really only have to go out once in a blue moon. So it is something to think about, and I probably should have done it. If I have to go out on another restock trip, I will most likely make a second wand if I haven't moved up to the next tier of wand. Not seeing any, so I'm gonna just start to circle my way back home. Oh, I need to make a... I'll need to mark that in the node group. I think you can move markings as well. I can't remember if I was able to scan this chest node yet. So we're just gonna jump up there real quick. Not too far out of our way. And I can't remember, it might have had ordo. As long as I don't encounter any yetis along the way, I will be a very happy camper. Just a chicken. Chickens are fine. I ain't got no qualms with chickens. Okay. I have already scanned it. It's a sinister node. I'm not going to break it because I need nodes. I'm going to live a little dangerously here. Hey, there we go. See? I'm rewarded. Keep an eye out while you're on the mountaintops. Some nasty enemies spawn up here. But this looks like it'll have Perdido for sure. Air and Perdido. I don't need either of those, but... nice to know they're there. And I think I want to go back down and close up my cave entry. for safety's sake. So I still have those two. So I'm not entirely sure which biomes are rich in Ordo, but there are some biomes that have Ordo aplenty. And let's just do that, actually. There we go. Relatively safe. And there actually might be a couple of, if you look over on your map sometimes, if you see a patch like this Erie here, and you can't find the node, look underground. There's a good chance it's in a cave underground. And that's something these things are great for revealing. I'm not seeing any yet, but doesn't mean we won't encounter a few. We'll have to, yeah, up here. We'll have to go back and look in the Twilight Forest now that we can look easier as well. First, let's just quickly drop down the mine shaft and see if we see anything along the way, shall we? I'm not seeing anything. Nope. Yeah. Doesn't always. They're not as common underground, so it's a long shot. Let's see. Do I have Ordo? I have some Ordo. I can't remember what it was I was about to craft that I needed something. I think it was I just needed Ignis, wasn't it? I think I just needed Ignis. Well, let's find out. Yeah, I just needed air and Ignis, water and Ignis, which I have plenty of now. All right. Now I have the furnace. The furnace, on top of the furnace, you stack alembics. You can stack up to 5 alembics at a time. The alembic requires water and air. The filter requires Ordo and air. Or Ordo and water. I don't have any Ordo there. I don't think I have any water here. Nope. I have enough Ordo and water to make 1 filter. I think. Yes. I have enough to make 1 filter. I'll take it. 2 gold, 1 silver wood log. We can do this. And you can make do with just 1 alembic at a time. It just means you have to empty the alembic before the next element goes in. So ultimately, for things like automation and such, you want multiple. But I'm a broke thaumaturge student. I can't afford the finer things in life yet. So there we go. We got our Vis filter. Once we have our Vis filter, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 iron, 1 gold. 8 iron, 1 gold. Let's make ourselves a bucket. Alright, bucket goes here. I think it's gold here and Vis filter here. Yep. And it wants air and water. We filled this wand up. Actually, this wand has enough air and water, so we're going to just empty out our iron cap wand, because eventually we're going to phase it out of, you know, existence use. Alright, we now have our arcane alembic. Here is where life starts to get more interesting and fun. I'm just going to set this up over here. Here. Pop an alembic on top. Whew. Things are moving now. Essentia tubes, warded jars we already have. Takes 1 aqua, glass panes, and a willow slab to make a couple of warded jars. We need a few. That's what you store your essentia in. I think it takes 7. So we have enough to make 1. Hey, I do not appreciate being shot at. Say that to my face. Oh, and I should quickly grab a wand here. Yeah. Okay. While this glass is cooking, also require a slab. Slab. There we go. There's a zombie at my window up there. And a creeper at the door. There is also, Thaumcraft does have a way to heal, but it's very late game. Kind of saddens me. So we're going to be stuck with prayers, and if we get enough gold, apples and such. And we do have a method, now that I'm making our way into alchemy, we have methods of multiplying gold by sacrificing other elements. Hello, creeper. Business is closed. Go away. Okay. So let's make some warded jars. I have enough to make 3. Do I have aqua in here? I have enough aqua to... Alright, that's out of aqua. Plenty of aqua here. Cool. Warded jars. I should have some files. Didn't move them over yet. Glass file. Okay, so let's look at some other things I might want to make. I can't make any nitor because I need glowstone. Essentia tubes. Let's do the research. It's piping, that you can pipe stuff out from the alembic into jars automatically. Essentia resonator is basically like a wrench for it. Advanced Essentia tubes you can label. The alchemical centrifuge lets you break things down. We will do the research eventually. But first we want metal purification or transmutation or tallow. These are tough choices. Actually, we want the infernal furnace. We've got all sorts of things we want. I'm missing enough lux for the arcane lamp. Let's just... Arcane lamp is it's a light source, makes extra lamps, but the reason I researched it... Where do I get infusion from? I'm trying to remember. So I'm the next major tier, if you will, of technology is infusion. Can't remember what... Oh, herpaderp. Let's unlock infusion. And probably after that, we'll have to call it a day. Alright, Percanto, Machina, and Fabrico. Machina and Fabrico both have Instrumentum in common, Instrumentum and Ordo. You can bring me over to Potentia. Ignis. Ordo. Ignis, and I just need anything to bridge the two that, you know, anything that has Ignis in common with itself, so let's drop a Potentia on it. Alright. Bam. Infusion, yeah, it unlocks a ton of stuff. Brain in a jar, which Brain in a jar lets you store experience. Apocrypha. We now have Pickaxe, Axe of Skulltaker, Thaumic Cake. It's a cake that regenerates itself. The Wrath Cage is a very late game, but it's a custom spawner. The Infernal Furnace we definitely want to look into. Let's grab just some research notes. Metal Purification and Transmutation. Thaumaturgy. Now we can make better caps and better cores. And a bunch of these are all specialty cores. I want to drill straight for the good stuff. But anyway, let's actually look at infusion. So you make a runic matrix, you make a bunch of pedestals, you put it in a special construction. You need 25 of every element. So I haven't found a good source of Ordo yet. Have to find that before I can make this. Once it's done, it looks like this. And what infusion does, I need to research. The first one I'm going to research is the Hoe of Growth. Infusion is how you make some really, it's where you get into the really powerful artifacts. So let's research the Hoe of Growth, show you guys what I'm talking about here. Yeah, the Hoe of Growth is a magical thaumium hoe. Who you calling a hoe? Shut it. Herba. We're gonna go with Herba because it can go to Terra. Victus is Terra and water. So we can go Terra. Saxum is double Terra. So it's always an easy bridge, if you will. So I should be connected from that. Now I just need my instrumentum. I'm gonna go Ordo, Metallum, and Saxum to connect them. Bing! Excellent. Let's show you the hoe of growth before I move much forward here. Oh, and of course, I've been telling you guys scan everything, right? Nice. I forgot to scan the filter. I'm a little annoyed with myself for that. Alright, hoe of growth, which incidentally in this pack is the gateway to magical crops as well, so it's a reason to drill for it. So this new icon grid is the infusion recipe. So once you have your infusion stone, you have pedestals around it. You'll place an order shard, an entropy shard, a great wood log, and a diamond on these pedestals, a thaumium hoe on the center pedestal, and then you'll need essentia, which is why we made the furnace. You can store the essentia in those warded jars. You need to have the jars nearby. You need herba, meadow, and terra. And once it's all said and done, it infuses and you get the hoe of growth. The reason I want this hoe is I can use it to grow silverwood trees, which in turn I can use to get more nodes. So if I can grow my own forest of nodes right outside my front door, I never have to go hunting again. So that's what we're targeting for. We can get the essentia now. We need to make the altar. So we don't have enough ordo yet. I think we'll probably have to go exploring the Twilight Forest a little bit more to do that. I'm probably just going to knock these research pieces off camera. I think you guys have gotten the general idea. If you want me to do more of the research on camera, drop me a comment, let me know. Otherwise, I'll just keep doing these off camera, blaze through a bit of this. I will show you guys the research, the book entries as I go along. But, you know, just in the interest of keeping things moving and keeping things interesting, I might even go explore the Twilight Forest a little bit, looking for an aura node. But I will do the final assembly. I'll wait for you guys on that, because it's pretty cool. But yeah. Actually, you know, before we go, so I know I need herba, meadow, and terra. Does this have herba? No. Let's show you guys what the furnace looks like in action. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these. We'll use charcoal to power it for now. So I'm gonna break down some sugarcane, which will give me, if I burn 8, I'll get 8 herba, 8 aqua, 8 air. So you put coal in the your fuel in the bottom, and what you want to break down in the top. So this is the process it breaks down, and you see up here this purple bar. That's the essentia buffer that gets drained up into the alembic. The alembic can only hold one type of element at a time. So what we'll see here, this is basically stuck, and I have 8 air in here. If you take a vial in your hand, and so this, being able to see this is because I'm wearing the goggles of revealing. If I take these off, you can't see what's in there. I think it just tells you if it's empty or not. I think you can probably look through it with a thermometer as well. No, you really want goggles of revealing when you're doing Thaumcraft work. But if you right click with a file, I now have a file of air, essentia, and you can see now the herba is bubbling up into the alembic. I know that I'm expecting 8 pieces. 7, 8. Bam. And next I should see the aqua bubbling in. I'll put these guys away. 6, 7, and 8. And you can see now the purple is done. This so with extra alembics, you can have the different ones bubbling out simultaneously. So this works, it's just slower. You can't break things down as quickly. But there. Now, I needed 8 herba. And actually, let's have some more. Because I know I need the herba. Where did I put my ward jar? Okay. Eventually, this will be my infusion area. I'm going to set my jars up right along this edge. If you right-click a file onto a jar, it puts it in. I can see that it's herba because I've got the goggles, but the green color would stay. And most of the essentias, I think they're all unique colors. Some are similar colored, but you can kind of tell by the color what's in there. And the jars hold 64 total essentia, so you can see it fill up as you go. I will be talking, I think next episode, I'd like to get into the infusion process. See if we can make a hoe of growth. So I think that would be really cool for you guys. But for now, this has been a great episode. We got a lot done. I'm going to leave it here. I'll probably do this research off camera, maybe a couple other pieces of research, look for some nodes. But if you guys enjoyed it, feel free to subscribe, drop me a comment, let me know what you guys think and anything else. Thanks again for stopping in, and until next time, take care.